All right, so welcome. These are the AMAYU questions. This is our first one. So the first time we're actually going to do this. I'm excited.
Hey Dr. Imana, what's the true cause of stress?
I can't give it justice without defining stress first. And I use the definition of my mentor, John DeMartini. I'm paraphrasing this, but he says that stress is a comparison of your current reality to an ideal reality that's more or less a fantasy, right? So it's a comparison. And that's a simple kind of definition, but there's different ways of stress. Whenever I do the courses, I always say, there's stress when, let's say, you want to go from point A to point B, and you just don't know how to get there. If you had the actual strategy of how to get, let's say, from the school to your home, and you know exactly what to do, there's no stress because you know exactly what to do. A lot of times you could be driving and you don't even know how you got there, right? There's no stress. It's autopilot. But if you didn't know, and it's a new place, and it's like a new city, you didn't even know, like, I remember when I came here to New York, I didn't know that you couldn't turn right in Manhattan on a red light. And I kept doing it, and someone said, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. And there comes the physiological signs of stress. So these are gonna be tension, some people get headaches, some people get just tension all over, radiating discomfort, and sometimes it's hard to breathe, right? And if it stays there, then it can lead to all sorts of different physiological responses like anxiety and palpitations and panic attacks. And we always want to start off with, what is their life really representing? Right? Are they doing what they love and loving what they do? And that's how I define, are you following your spiritual path? Meaning the spirit essence running through you and expressing what you love and loving what you do. Are you doing that or not? And if not, then are you prioritizing, right? Things that you just don't want to do, but you say, well, I should do this. But inside your mind says, well, that's not really what you love, right? And a lot of times this is unconscious. And the unconscious mind is really what takes control most of the time. So we identify what that is, and then we say, okay, is there a physiological point where we can facilitate your body to be in better connection and alignment? So that's where I come in as an upper cervical practitioner, and I take a look at the base of the skull. And right at the base of the skull, surrounding the brainstem and the spinal cord, the blood flow right in that area, if that structure, the skull, the atlas, the first vertebra, and the rest of the spine, if that is altered and misaligned, it can bring your body into a state of stress. And then we utilize Reiki, and Reiki, again, being a form of energy healing, ancient Japanese energy healing. Then yoga, when it comes to stress, the physiological tension that we talked about, connecting the breath to the mind and the body. But we don't just do yoga as in just, okay, do the pose and breathe and all that. We really identify the true essence of the pose according to your emotional state and enforce that as you're doing the pose to unwind and rewire the brain and allow new patterns to enter. So we use that, and more or less kind of like specific affirmations while you're doing the yoga and your breath connection to your body flow. The other tool that we use is meditation. And as you guys know, again, there's many different types of meditation. A lot of people say, oh my God, I'm so stressed, I can't even meditate. I can't even sit down without thinking about everything else. So it's always best to start with a very kind of like, not a long meditation, but maybe even like a 10-minute meditation. YouTube is a good example for this. You can literally just Google guided meditation, 10 minutes. So once we understand it all, and once we realize what's the physiological state of this, what we call stress, right? And what's the emotional state? Where are you in life? Emotionally, career, whether it be family, financially, relationships, I mean, there's so many physical, right? We understand that we get to really cater and see, okay, how can we start to utilize a strategy for your life so you can go things with ease and flow. And that's what we do. It's really like a team. We really kind of try to find ways that we can empower and allow the people here to be inspired and be in a state where they can be more connected to themselves, to their spiritual purpose, and help others in the process as well. The other form, and I want to end it with this, the other form of stress is called eustress. So far we talked about the stress that brings down physiology, that really creates that tension and that concept of like, oh my God, I'm experiencing all this discomfort and I'm just stressed. Eustress, if you look at it, eustress, is actually stress that aids your physiology. Stress that where your body's just gonna be more vibrant, vitality, right? It kicks in and you're just in a sense more clear and connected. So that's a different type of stress. It's still called stress because you still don't know the strategy, but it's a stress that inspires you. For example, if you're starting a company and it's something that you truly love, right? Like, oh my God, I really want to change the world with this company, or really help the community with this company. You're really empowered to do it, and you have a purpose, and you're saying, I really want to change the community with so-and-so. It's going to be stressful. You may not have the exact strategy how to do it, but you're inspired about it. You have energy, you have focus, you're kind of, you're clear, your empowerment centers kind of kick in, and you're saying, okay, I may not know exactly what to do, but I'm going to tackle it, and you're inspired about it. It's a different type of stress. So I'll leave some of the links below so you can kind of, on crystals and these concepts. And again, wherever you may be watching this and you're experiencing some of these, seek practitioners near you and seek whether it be Reiki practitioners, yoga practitioners that focus on reconnecting the brain-body, personal development work, and go out and get inspired. We only have one life, so we're here to really make a difference for ourselves and for others. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We'll be having more. This was just our first one, and thank you.